All right, thank you everyone for attending the Kremen School's Meet the Deans Fall 2021 event. I am Jose Medina III, the ASI Senator for Student Affairs and Engagement. I'm also a graduate student here at the Kremen School, studying Student Affairs and College Counseling. I'm excited to introduce to you the Dean of the Kremen School, Dr. Randy Yerrick, and the Associate Dean, Dr. Janelle Pitt Parker. As students of the Kremen School of Education and Human Development, we wanted to give you all the opportunity to meet the deans in this virtual space, as well as ask them questions. I ask that all students please keep their microphones on mute. If you have any questions for the deans, please add them to the chat. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's learn a little bit more about Dean Yerrick. If you didn't know, he joined Fresno State as Kremen's dean in the summer of 2020, right in the beginning of a pandemic. After spending his first year virtually, he is with us for his first academic year on campus. Dean Yerrick is originally from Michigan and has taught in many states, including California, North Carolina, and New York. He is known for his collaborative efforts, innovative teaching, and implementation of technology in STEM classrooms. He is also an Apple Distinguished Educator and has collaborated with supporting STEM efforts in hundreds of schools in more than 30 states and internationally as well. His research has explored historical barriers for underrepresented STEM learners and has included areas such as race, inequality, and education. Welcome, Dean Yerrick. Now, to kick us off with our first question, Dean Yerrick, what is the best thing about coming to Fresno from Buffalo, New York?
Well, Jose, thanks for hosting this. I know there's other people in the background that are also working the keyboards and working the phones and the website. So I want to thank them all as well. But I also want to welcome everyone to this event. It's really great to meet you. What's the best thing about coming from Fresno to Buffalo? Well, I'm certainly not worried about 8 feet of snow coming at me in December, which is what we called actually Snowmageddon just a couple of years ago. But I wasn't prepared for the 67 days of 100 plus weather. So I guess that's a mixed blessing. I think one of the best things about coming to Fresno that I really appreciate once I arrived here was the fact that this is a community that all really work together to solve problems collectively. I have been welcomed to the table from superintendents to nonprofits to school principals to faculty, staff, students. Everyone has been so welcoming. It feels very much like a family. And I'm not saying it wasn't that way in New York, but it certainly took a long time to build that in New York. I was there for 15 years. And in this region, it was instant. And so I just want to thank everyone for welcoming me, and I'm glad to be a part of the family and looking forward to making some contributions.
Thank you so much, Dean Yerrick. We are very happy to have you here with us in Fresno, and I hope you are liking that 100-degree weather that you just mentioned. I don't think it's going away anytime soon, but thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and now learn a little bit more about Kremen's Associate Dean, Dr. Janelle Pitt Parker, who has been at Fresno State since 2009. She probably took on the role of Associate Dean almost 2 months ago now. And previously, she has served as the Kremen's chair for the Department of Counselor Education and Rehabilitation. Throughout her time at Fresno State, she has been very invested in efforts surrounding diversity, equity, and inclusion. She has served on the President's Commission on Human Relations and Equity. She was a member of the Respect, Civility, and Inclusion Resource Team, was recently appointed to the 2020-2021 President's Leadership Task Force, and has begun serving on the Humanities Advisory Council. She's not only involved in Fresno State, but she's also very involved in the community. She's recently received the Things That Matter Award from the Central California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce and the Fresno Metro Black Chambers of Commerce. She's received this award because of her work advising the city of Fresno on policies and procedures which impact individuals with disabilities, and her work with Fresno Unified's African American Academic Acceleration Task Force. Dr. Pitt Parker, we are so glad to have you join us today.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you for that introduction and for that, just that long introduction. I didn't know you're going to read all of that. And thank you for everyone for putting this together. I haven't gone Facebook Live before, so I'm kind of like, oh my goodness. So I'm just trying to be cool here.
No worries at all. But I do have a question for you now, and I would like to know, what do you see Kremen's role in is in the community?
Thank you for that, Jose, and thank you for the team that put this together so that we can just kind of spend some time virtually here today. A formal welcome again to everyone that's joining. I think that Kremen's role in the community is really vast. From a broader perspective, I'm thinking that, Kremen, of course, is a part of Fresno State, which is a public university, right, where the mission is to boldly educate and empower students for success. So when I think of the role of a public university, when I think of Fresno State in particular, in terms of it carrying the HSI or Hispanic Serving Institution designation, when I think of us being community engaged and being a doctorate granting university that's situated specifically in the Central Valley, I think of Kremen's role as being rooted in access. It's about creating pathways and opportunities for and with people who would otherwise not have access. I think of serving diverse populations, including underrepresented, low-income, first-generation students. I'm thinking that, it's such an important need to make sure that we're bolstering educational attainment that leads to higher rates of employment and social mobility. And all of this has a significant impact in the community, right? And Kremen has a role in all of that. When I think about Kremen's role, I think it's, rooted in also contribution, right? Kremen prepares a significant amount of teachers and counselors, educational administrators, higher ed leaders. Our role is also about listening, right? So we can be literally on the ground responsive in ways that we teach and we research, how we innovate and partner with communities around areas of importance and need. So all in all, and I feel like I could go on more about, Kremen's reach and how we partner, but it's really about being agile and making sure that we're bridging to racial, economic, linguistic, and cultural diversity in a variety of ways. So that's a little bit about what I think as far as our role in the community.
Thank you, Dr. Pitt Parker. And the Kremen School does play a huge role within our educational community, specifically around the Fresno area. So we do want to take a quick break from the questions and offer those students attending an opportunity to win a prize. So the first prize that we have is a $25 Kennel bookstore. To win the gift card, you must be the first student to answer the following question correctly. Please use the chat function to submit your answer. So the first question that I have is, what is the name of the Early Childhood Education Center at the bottom of the Kremen building? All right, and I think we do have a winner here. All right, so the winner is Lisa Vang. The correct answer is the Huggins Center. Lisa Vang, Samantha Ray will be reaching out to you to collect your contact information so that you can pick up your prize. Congratulations. I know the Kennel Bookstore has some cool swag, so you'll definitely be able to use that. Dean Yerrick, I do have another question for you here. What are the reasons that Fresno State has developed such a strong legacy of partnerships?
I'd have to say one of the real treats, one of the real blessings about this job here in Kremen is that it's part of a larger institution, Fresno State, that serves the Valley. It doesn't just serve Fresno, it serves the Valley. When you consider that more than 2/3 of the graduates of any degree at Fresno State actually return to live in the region, that's a significant impact and a return to the community. And when that happens, I think people around you, I think partners understand that whatever they invest in Kremen or whatever they invest in Fresno State will come back to them. When you consider that we have over 60% of the school administrators in this area, the school leaders, have roots in Kremen. When you consider that 3/4 of all the teachers of the Valley are produced by Fresno State, are produced by Kremen. It's just phenomenal, the kind of impact, and what that ends up doing is it attracts people from all over the nation to this unique setting where our hires, our mission, our projects, our partnerships, all of those all are focused on what we can do to improve an existing community that has also invested in us. So I say that this goes back decades, right? When I consider leaders like Welty and Mijas and Huggins, Fansler, when I think of all these Monkey, right? Bob Monkey. I mean, all of these people who have had this wonderful tradition of investing in the community, that all brings recognition, and it brings people closer to want to give back. So it's a long legacy, and it will far outlast me for sure. But I would say it's because we have such a strong impact directly with our graduates right back into our own community. I think that's what makes the biggest difference in our legacy.
Thank you very much, Dean Yerrick. We do have a lot of educational leaders and really great alumni that come from our programs. So it's amazing to keep that partnership. Dr. Pitt Parker, it's evident that the Kremen School has a lot happening, both you participate at Fresno State and within our community. But when you aren't busy, in your associate dean role, what is your favorite hobbies?
Hobbies. I want to have hobbies, Jose. I want to say say that I do have hobbies, right? One area that I enjoy kind of just engaging in when I'm not, I guess, engulfed in the associate dean role is just, having that downtime of good old fashioned sleep. I think that is something that a lot of folks can relate to, especially now, right? Engaging in things that just kind of keep me centered. So of course, spending time with my son, and shout out to Bayard Middle School and all the fabulous staff there, spending time with my husband, I'm recently married, spending time with my family, who is hopefully watching my mom goes Facebook Live, even when she doesn't mean to. So just kind of having some of those moments, right, where you're centering yourself, engaging in wellness. I know that that's an area for me that I am diligently trying to be more attentive to, especially right now. I've just realized that, the more that I can engage in being better balanced, it really does then have an impact on how I work and how I function in the associate dean role, and how I can support others and what I can bring to the table. So that's a little bit about the hobbies. And I will throw in Netflix. That Netflix account is very active. And when I can sit down and enjoy a meal and just kind of engage in some Netflix episodes, that is good stuff right there. So that's just a little bit about where I am with just kind of having some downtime and chilling out.
I think the burning question though is there a particular show, or is it just random?
Oh my gosh. There are a lot of particular shows, and when one is done, I'm going on to the next. So I just finished up one called The Chair, that just kind of really kind of in very real ways. I see some laughs going on there. So some folks may have looked at it already or heard about it. It just was healing to see someone on the big screen where, what we experience in higher education. It was just relatable. There were moments of laughter and moments of crying. So I've looked at that recently. And I think another one that I've recently finished up is Al Rawabi Girls, and learning more about the Arabic culture and things of this nature. So those are two most recent ones.
Thank you so much for sharing that. My Netflix account is very active, so I totally get it. Dean Yerrick, we had given you a little bit of the more strategic questions, but just to lighten the mood a bit, I heard you are not a fan of the University of Michigan Wolverines. Why is that?
Right. Well, let's be clear. I married a Persian woman from the University of Michigan, was born and raised in Ann Arbor. So I am not entirely opposed to the University of Michigan Wolverines, but you must understand that Michigan State and U of M lie 80 miles away from one another. And anytime that's the case, when you have two large schools that are that close, there's going to be certain rivalries. I have a lot of regard for the University of Michigan accomplishments. And in fact, some of the people who are there in leadership positions, Deborah Lowenberg-Ball, who has recently stepped down as dean and has been, and Elizabeth Mohi, who has taken over her role, are two amazing leaders that I couldn't have more respect for. But when it comes to sports, when I'm sitting in front of the television watching basketball, even when Michigan State has a terrible season like they had last year, I've got the green and white out, and I will disclose also that Janelle is also a Michigan State graduate, and so we have two Spartans at the helm here, and I am unapologetic, having spent 12 years at Michigan State, from my chemistry degree to my master's to my PhD. It's all green and white.
There we go. Well, thank you so much, Dean Yerrick, for sharing that with us. We do want to go ahead and open up to some student questions. And it does look like I do have a question from Facebook Live, and it is for Dr. Pitt Parker, who said she loves Facebook Live now that she's doing it. What are some new things you wish to see happen at Kremen over the next year or two?
Yeah, thank you so much for submitting the question and again joining us in the conversation we're having today. Three areas that immediately come to mind. One is in regards to the wellness. I had an opportunity when I initially transitioned into this position to be a part of the staff development committee and see how they were unfolding their wellness programming. And I said, goodness, we need to make sure that this is something that's happening across Kremen, right, for all stakeholders. So we're looking at what that will look like as the year unfolds, right? I'm thinking about our philanthropy and our impact in regards to the diversity, equity, inclusion, social justice, anti-racism work that we do. And we've been really engulfed in conversations with each other at the university level and across institutions, quite honestly, to make sure that that type of work rolls out with a level of integrity and authenticity. So we're happy about, the direction that we're headed in that way. The other area, I said that there was three: the wellness, the philanthropy. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot what that third area was. Oh, I remember. Thanks for sending me good juju vibes here, because I don't like the Facebook Live yet, so somebody's sending me some good vibes. Another area that we're thinking about and that we'll like to see unfold, that we're actively working on, is our strategic planning and envisioning process. We've been having a lot of good, authentic dialogue in regards to reimagining and re-envisioning Kremen, our outreach into the community, where we see ourselves. And so all of that type of processing and engagement across stakeholders is going to unfold more explicitly. And we're also hoping that, of course, at the end of that process, we're going to have a strategic plan that continues to anchor the work that we engage in. So three very broad areas, a lot of work involved in that, but we are moving forward and we're proud of where we're going. So thank you for that question.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pitt Parker, and thank you for providing that overview. I'm sure that our students and those joining us today really get a great perspective of what's to come and how our school will be growing in the future. We do have another prize opportunity for our students attending. The second prize is a $20 gift card to Mad Duck. To win this gift card, you must be the first student to answer the following question correctly. Please make sure to put your answer in the chat. And the question is, how many doctoral programs are offered within the Kremen School? while we give the students some time. I've never been to Mad Duck, so, I know the answer, but I'm not going to say it. All right, and I do believe we have our winner here. So congratulations to Melinda Platt. The correct answer is 1. Kremen, the Kremen School of Education offers an EDD in educational leadership. Melinda, Samantha Ray will be reaching out to you to collect your contact information so that you can get your prize. And if you want to invite some of us to Mad Duck, we would sure love to join you, I'm sure. But I'll go ahead and move on. I think we do have another question here for Dean Yerrick. What are you most proud of accomplishing here at Kremen while we are in the middle of a pandemic? I think your microphone is muted. Gotta love Zoom.
You don't have to tell me that more than 3 times a day, that's for sure. I think what I happen to be most proud of is the fact that our faculty and our staff rose to the occasion to not only be trained within the period of time, a very short period of time, to be able to address all the students' needs, both instructionally as well as there's a lot of paperwork and process that goes along with being board certified in teacher ed programs and in counselor ed programs. And we didn't miss a deadline across the state, across all of our programs. We didn't miss the deadline for our students being able to get their graduation, to get their certificate, to get their degrees. And we basically rebuilt these processes and procedures that had to be put in place while we're going down the road. It's changing the tires on the car while you're going down the road. My faculty and staff stepped up and they met all of the expectations of all the way up to the Chancellor's Office of accountability and applications and serving students. And that's just heroic. It's just an amazing thing to think that all of the things that used to be in place had to all change all at once and not lose any students along the way. That was heroic. And I'm really thankful to my faculty and staff for making sure that happened.
Thank you, Dean Yerrick, and truly grateful. As a student myself, I completely understand such the rapid change that we all went through. So it is very, very appreciated by all faculty and staff. We do have a question from Lisa Vang for Dr. Yerrick. What are some of the most memorable moments from your teaching career?
Wow. Okay, all right. So my teaching career started in high school teaching in chemistry, physics, and math, but I never really left the classroom because throughout the last 28 years, I've always had, until last year, I've always had a project where I was actually in schools teaching alongside of teachers or sometimes having a class of my own. I will tell you that I don't think that's a typical thing for professors to both teach their university classes and also teach high school or elementary classes at the same time, but it's a way that I've tried to keep grounded in what I do as a leader. But I will also tell you that most of my work in teaching has been with marginalized students who typically don't succeed in STEM. Most of the classes that I teach are ones where the majority of students have failed science at least twice. And I think there are other and better ways to serve kids. And so I try to go in and on a long-term project to be there and to teach alongside teachers or to be in the place of the teacher and bring students to observe. But I think I'm thinking of 2 examples that always will stick with my memory. And one happens to be when I was in a 4th grade classroom. This was a very short stint. I was in a 4th grade classroom. I was only there for about 5.5 weeks. But in that time, students were concerned about the safety of their community. And of course, here in Kremen, we are all about making sure that we raise awareness for social justice, but then also act on and rectify things that are inequitable in the community. And so I'm in this classroom, and a student's student brings me over to this bench during recess, and he sets me down and he says, I want you to see this. And I said, well, this is a really nice bench. What is it about? And he said, well, this is Matthew. Matthew was killed in front of our school when a car drove by. And I was there to help in helping the teacher on a request to talk about force and motion and acceleration with this fourth grade classroom. And immediately I understood, because of Matthew, what our lessons needed to be about. So we spent the next 3.5 weeks not just learning about speed and acceleration, but also applied that directly to the community and did a speed limit study where we went out to the streets and we invited the police to help us with this, but we had our own motion sensors, we had our own speed guns, we had police that came and worked with us to get data. And after we did this data and released it to the community about how many cars were actually speeding in front of the school, the parents wanted to be more active on it. So we invited the parents to be a part of it. And pretty soon we had 90 minutes live in front of the school on television on a local broadcast of watching as the cars were speeding and the police officers were pointing the radar guns at them. We were literally catching people on their way to work. So by the time these parents got to work, someone said, I saw you on TV this morning. And they said, you were speeding in front of your child's school. And so there's a big movement to make the school safer. And the kids with their project got the schools and the streets re-signed and all of that. It was a community change as a result of what kids did in the fourth grade. And I'll just never forget that engagement, and was thankful to be invited to be a part of that.
Thank you so much, Dean Yerrick. That is, as Lisa Vang shared in the comments, that was a very powerful story. And, it sounds like you all made a really big impact. So it is very moving. Thank you for sharing that. And we are going to go ahead and give our last prize away. So I do have another $25 Kennel Bookstore gift card. Again, you can purchase that Fresno State swag. To win this gift card, like the previous ones, you do have to be the first student to answer the following question. So where is Dean Yerrick from? We wait for. All right, and we do have a winner here. The winner is Christopher Araujo. I hope I said that. I apologize if I did not say that correctly, but the correct answer is Buffalo, New York. Christopher, Samantha Ray will reach out to you to collect your contact information so that you can collect your prize and go pick up a new Bulldog swag. But it does look like we are running out of time. So if you did not have your questions answered, I do encourage all of you to please send those to Samantha Ray. Her email will be in the chat if you want to go ahead and take a picture of that. She will make sure that your questions are answered. I want to thank all of you who have joined us today here in Zoom and on Facebook Live, who took their time out of their lunch and busy schedules to virtually meet our deans. And I want to wish everybody a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.